Hi everyone! This video is about 50 tips for eFootball, which you can follow in your gameplay and improve a lot. I made all these tips quick and easy. So let's move on to first tip. Avoid using slow strikers who always rely on playmaking attacks in your quick counter and long ball counter playstyle. They are mostly built for possession game. Pick one striker who is balanced with his physical and his speed along with his height as well. My suggestion is always keeping Cristiano Ronaldo, Haaland, and Mbappe type strikers. Doesn't matter even if those are your standard cards. Second tip. Use one build-up center back for sure. He is extremely important for the squad. The build-up playing style is visionary. Such players create passing moments, carry the defense line, and try to avoid using two build-up CB, go for one destroyer instead. And you can use two build-ups if you are playing with three center backs, but must take that destroyer CB because he stays in the core of your defense to hold the zone. Third tip. Keep at least one super sub striker or forward if you have. They are just out of your thoughts about how good they can perform. Usually use them after halftime or after 60 minutes of the game. They start fresh and they create lots of chances to score goals if you know how to use their full potential. Also, remember, super sub players are very useful for sudden acceleration attacks, so it's important for you to play with them after halftime when you start doing counterattacks. Fourth tip. If you are using one defensive midfielder in your lineup, you should use an anchorman or an orchestrator. Do not select a box-to-box alone, because he is supportive type midfielder. Anchorman can alone hold the field where you placed him, and he will not allow anyone directly through that lane. Also, the orchestrator will work in both the defense and attack. He can perform outstanding long-range passes, which are very helpful when you can't pass through the opposition defense. Fifth tip. Keep one player in your lineup who is your favorite to use. Why? Well, because you probably have all the ideas how to control that player in whatever the situation is. You know when he can dribble, how much capability he has on controlling the ball, so he is your comfort player. He can be a defender, a midfielder, or a forward. It's up to you that who is the favorite player for you. Sixth tip. Check the network graph after every match. If you notice your internet is dropping, then you have to improve your network stability. And do not accept games below 3 network antenna, because all the skills or techniques will be useless if you can't find a way out from bad internet. One thing you can do is my personal suggestion: clear all the running background apps and then start the game. This consumes less network usage in the background, so your internet can focus only on the game. Seventh tip. Always make sure you have 2 different types of formations with different play styles ready. You can switch in between them based on how your opponent is playing and what your players are reacting. I suggest you to keep one formation which is core heavy and the other one which is wing heavy. This combo is absolute banger if you change them in game for required playstyle changes. Make sure to use 2 different playstyles for those formations. Eighth tip. For new meta playstyles, use playmakers more often rather than whole players in the attacking midfield zone. They are complete game changers, and they can lead your team smartly from midfield to forward with tactical movements, especially if you are using possession game where passing is the main matter. Ninth tip. When you are using 2 strikers, make sure you have selected one goal poacher with one fox in the box. This is the very best combo when you see 2 of them are playing 2 different striker styles, and both are important to pair with long ball counter and long ball play style. You can use both goal poacher strikers, but do not use both fox in the box. 10th tip. Keep noticing the real-time player performance status after every week's maintenance update and play with A and B condition players, or maximum C conditions if you don't have sufficient A and B conditions. Make sure you are avoiding the D and E conditions because players will play the worst in those conditions. Also, if your player is unwavering condition rated, then you can use him in any conditions because that will not affect the player much, but I still recommend you to avoid D and E conditions.
Now let's move to gameplay. 11th tip. Do not miss the chance of kickoff positioning. If you are the one starting the kickoff, then try to execute one smooth attack and score from it, or at least shoot. This will scare the opponents every time you do it. If you don't have the kickoff starting, remember you will have that same opportunity after halftime. So what I'm trying to say is that do not miss the kickoff by making fool movements or reckless passes. 12th tip. Following the last tip, when you are starting the kickoff, make sure you play by holding the ball. Do not attack by one long-range through ball, because those are not always works. When you hold and pass calmly, your players will automatically enter their passing lanes and start the attack flawlessly without sudden pressure from your opponents. 13th tip. Do not create direct line pressures towards any player. These are easy to dodge, and if your opponent reads these moves, he can easily outperform your direct pressure with simple skill or pass. So you must not rush with defending and tackling without proper plan, or you can't defend anyone's attacks. 14th tip. Do not call the main defenders for pressure marking as second defenders. If you do so, you are doing a big mistake. When you randomly call your main defenders for pressure, the player leaves his zone and that creates a big hole in between a triangle crossing lane. Anyone with a proper experience can break through this pressure call and attack easily without getting tackled by your defenders. 15th tip. So hold the zone. Use matchup to cover the area and block the possible running areas or passing lanes. Then, when the matchup is done, use pressure. This time, the pressure is meaningful. It will work. All you are doing is a zonal holding defense, which you can call zonal defending. I will make detailed separate video on this soon. 16th tip. Use sliding tackles in a very tactical way. I don't have much clips to show you proper sliding tackle moments, but all I can say is this defending is way too powerful than you know. Proper sliding tackles can stop any attackers from moving, passing, shooting, or running into a dead space. Just do not spam the sliding tackle. Wait for proper momentum and then use it suddenly when the opponent isn't expecting you to do this. 17th tip. Clear the ball in congested zones of your defense line. Do not pass, do not try to control any player. Just clear the ball. It is important to hold the field and take necessary positions in congested defending zones, like the corner kick, free kick, or a casual crowding. All these are dangerous moments if you try to pass, back pass, or move unnecessarily. So clear the ball towards your opponent's side if possible, or towards your side if you don't have the opportunity to clear it forward. A second corner kick is way better than a wrong move you did just to avoid clearing the ball. 18th tip. Do not use dash button in congested areas anywhere in the field. If you use it, the player will try to accelerate, and that can be very dangerous because it loosens ball control over your player. The player pushes the ball forward, and that gap can be easily tackled if the player is surrounded. So try not to hold the ball and perform any command you are planning to do. You will notice significant improvements every time you do that. 19th tip. When you have to hold a defensive zone, you should not let the AI-controlled player to do that. Instead, call a pressure towards the opponent player who is holding the ball, and with your selected player, you will hold the necessary zone. This is extremely helpful when you have to mark multiple players at a same time with minimum defenders. 20th tip. Don't randomly pass the ball. Pass towards effective players. When you have options to pass multiple players, then try to quickly read and predict which player can be the best option to perform the pass, means by whom you can execute the next commands most effectively after you perform the pass. When you practice doing this, your passing automatically improve over time. Tip number 21. Use back passing method. You have to create a match flow to easily outperform any opponent you are facing. When you back pass in the middle of any attack, you completely erase the momentum planning of your opponents. Simply, you play unpredictable, and also this helps you to rebuild any hard marking and lets you attack from a different direction all over again. Tip number 22. Do not loft a pass towards a marked short height player, because if your player's height is shorter than opposite player's height and your player lacks tight possession with low physical contact, he will eventually lose the ball position. So at any cost, use grounded pass in such conditions. Tip number 23.
When you are passing, keep in mind you need to calculate player positioning real quick. So my suggestion is to play with possession game at first if you are facing any pass-related issues like interceptions or blocks. Use short passing, close the distance in between 2 or 3 players, and then start attacking by the help of short pass. This one move will improve your vision over player positioning, and then you can easily pass in the long. But when you are passing in the long, you need to understand 2 things. First, the player who is going to perform a long pass should be in a little free position because this type of passes need power. And second, the player who is receiving the pass should not be surrounded by 2 or more players. He can handle up to 1 player, but if the number is more than 1 player, the player can miss your long pass. Tip number 25. Do not use through passing every time. Through ball is a crucial command and can be very deadly if you know how to do it. My best suggestion about through passing is to perform it towards free zones, not towards any area where many players are roaming. Also, keep in mind that through pass can make you lose the ball position, so use it precisely.
Tip number 26. For the best types of passing, I'd suggest you to mix passing with through balls in a very smart way. When you are back passing while attacking, use through ball. When you see a free space in front of your player, use through ball instead of normal pass. When the player is surrounded or can be marked, use normal pass. These are the ways to perform passing and through balls in effective ways without getting intercepted. Tip number 27. Try to block passing chains or possible next command zone of your opponents to intercept the ball. Interception is a very useful method to grab the possession. All you need to do is wait and read the opponent's playing style. Then you can easily break through the passing lanes and intercept them without any hard tackles. Tip number 28. Don't hesitate to pass to the goalkeeper to reset a whole strategy. It's important. When you pass the ball to your goalkeeper in certain scenarios, you have the opportunity to reset the whole strategy of playmaking. Also, this will break your opponent's plan over how to stop you, and he needs to find other strategy as well to stop you. This method is very useful when you feel your opponent is playing pressing football. Tip number 29. There is one more thing you can do to encounter pressing football players. Let them come towards you and then move towards an unmarked zone for pass or run. When you let them press you, then your players have opportunity to build soft games, which are not very difficult to execute. Tip number 30. You need to know how to control the very common players you are using in most of the matches. How they move, how they behave, how they run, almost every possible actions they take. Suppose you are using one specific card of Lionel Messi, you need to understand his card and also how the behavior pattern works in different scenarios. When you start understanding player behaviors, you can start controlling them individually with proper need. Tip number 31. To control your particular player at his maximum potential, try to do this. Go to AI opponent matches and set the difficulty level to Superstar or Legend. Then start moving with your particular player without holding the dash button. This will allow you to understand how the player controls the ball in tight situations. To clear simply, you have the idea of his circular distance while controlling the ball, because every player has different types of circular distance, so that is the point you are solving here. Tip number 32. Use dash button when your player is ready to accelerate in a specific moment or just after you complete a crucial movement in a surrounded area. If you combine the movement with proper dash usage timing, you will trigger the particular player's maximum potential ball control ability. Tip number 33. Joystick matters the most here. I've made 2 videos about joystick, you can watch them, but now understand that you need to master the joystick control before any movements. Again, the best way to master it is use it in various types of moments. Flicks and fake shot commands can also be triggered with joystick, so at very first, know how to fix your joystick. Tip number 34. My personal recommendation is to use movable or off joystick rather than fixed one because of only reason. The fixed joystick is sticky, so it doesn't trigger in many vital situations or in quick commands. Yes, obviously not every time, but it happens a lot. And also use the narrow movement input range when you need shorter finger travel distance to trigger quick commands. Or use the wide movement input range to trigger the linger finger travel distance for better accuracy. Or the medium movement input range for a mix usage.
Tip number 35. Use some vital movement type and match. When an opponent player is running towards your player from front, wait a little, then quickly circle the joystick 180 degrees towards the direction you want to move to. This is far most the best useful joystick movement technique I've ever seen in eFootball. Do not underestimate this move. Start using it from today and see the magic. Tip number 36. Use common skills in necessary moments. Lots of useful skills you can perform. I will make a detailed video about skills and dribbling soon. You can use Marseille turn, chop turn, double touch, and cut behind and turn. To perform all these skills, first your player need to have such skills, and second, you need to do it in a correct way. That will be harder to explain today. I will share the process for now. To execute any skill, you need to tap on the dash button, then quickly flick the joystick towards the way you want your player to perform a skill. This can trigger a particular skill depending on the flick direction and situation. Tip number 37. When you are taking corner kicks, you have two types of player actions to select. One is same foot for same side, and the other is different foot for different corners. Means if you use right foot for right corner, you can't curve the ball towards goalpost, so the corner pass will be more direct. But if you use left foot for right corner, then you can easily curve the ball towards the goalpost. Both have their own advantages and disadvantages. When you use curve corner, your players can follow the curve lead and score using the lane of curve. And when you use direct corner pass, your players have to use the power and shoot. This one is harder for your opponents to mark, but in the same way, harder for you too to make headers. So select as per you feel right. Tip number 38. Short corner kicks can be very useful when you don't have good height players in your active lineup, because in any process, you will lose the possession and can't score using headers when your players are short. So in those cases, call for short corners and then create opportunities of scoring from such scenarios. I guess the two options is best in short corner tactics. Tip number 39. When you cross, use the speed momentum to catch a player, because crossing needs to be executed in a very sharp way, or the opponent's defenders can easily block those. My suggestion is to cross using wingers or attacking fullbacks. They are the best players to execute right passing. Midfielders and casual forwards can choke. Also, early crosser and pinpoint crossing, along with premium skill edge crossing, can help a lot here. Tip number 40. The selection of your shot matters a lot for scoring. Do not use normal shot if you have to take a shot from distance. Use stunning powered shot instead, and avoid power shot when your player has no big space in front of him because it needs a little space to perform. Stunning shots also trigger special shooting types like knuckle shot or dipping shot or rising shot. Those are very useful, and those shooting types can increase the chance of penetrating.
Tip number 40. Use curlers when you are facing the goalkeeper one-on-one. Don't shoot straight. Go for curve shots because those are deadly. Curlers are also controlled shots, so the player will precisely aim for the corner angle and shoot the ball in a curve line. So the chance of scoring can drastically improve if you do it rather than normal shot. Tip number 42. When you have any opportunity to pass the ball towards a free player in the very final moment of your attack, do so. Don't try to shoot with the same player in tough angles. Just pass it to a free player. This will confuse your opponent's marking and your scoring chance will increase a lot. Tip number 43. One more trick to score with ease is to stop before you shoot. If possible, drag the joystick or double tap it to force stop your player. You will notice how badly your opponent will choke on that very moment. You will then have a clear way to shoot the ball. Just avoid doing this if your player is being marked by two or more players together. That will be very risky. Tip number 44. Focus on simple shooting rather than stylish complications. Do not go for complicated shots, just shoot normally. If you feel you need to shoot in a different way, only then do that. And if you have opportunity to perform stunning shot, then go for it, because it uses power to shoot and trigger a dipping or rising or knuckle shot, which is harder to stop. Tip number 45. Use fake shot.
Fake shot and move is one of the best way to confuse and dodge opponent players. Simply tap the shot button along with flicking the joystick to trigger a fake shot. This technique is very useful to get out of zone matchup or blocking. Also, a hard shoulder charge from behind will not make any big effect if you do fake shot. Just remembered, so many times your fake shots can choke and command a normal shot. Don't be frustrated about that. Tip number 46. Make sure you have assigned captain role to someone who has captaincy skill. That will directly affect your gameplay, and his ability of captaincy will lead the whole squad. It's crucial. If you substitute your captain, or if he gets a red card, then make sure you change the assigned role to another captain. Tip number 47. In the whole match, try to hold your possession most of the time. Do back pass, do dribbles, and move smoothly. The longer you hold possession, the more your opponent will start acting wrong, and let them do the wrong moves. This will lead him to do foolish actions, and you get the clear opportunity to turn the game your side. Tip number 48. Don't circle or surround one player with many of your players. Sometimes we mark or run towards a player with pressure call and direct control, while one or two of our players are already covering him. This will destroy the player possession of your formation. Let the players move in their own zones, and mark any player by moving the necessary zone holder. In this way, you will not lose possession and also avoid calling for pressure every time. Sometimes drag your only player and try to shoulder charge or tackle using him. Tip number 49. With every match you play, understand what common mistake you are doing and how you can overcome that, because only you know the problems you are doing at its best. So break down why you did that and what is the simplest solution to overcome such mistakes. And here's the last tip, number 50. Always let your muscle memory do the moves. Don't panic, don't overhype, or don't play in rage. I know this game is frustrating sometimes, but we are all here to grow together, and let's not forget we need to enjoy the game. That's the goal. Anyways, I hope these 50 tips will help you. If you get anything new from this video, then please hype the video, and click on this one to watch 15 hidden settings of eFootball.